Slapshot Utah!
What the hell is the matter with the Utah Mammoth? Excuses, excuses. We've got excuses for you this week on Slapshot Utah with my man, Jahn. Jahn, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. My football team won today, so I'm pretty ecstatic about that.
Oh,
But
beauty.
yeah, you're right. What were
Yeah.
you gonna say?
No, I was just going to say we are recording on November 16th, Sunday.
Yep.
Wrapping up what was a very brief homestand, preparing to hit the road with the Utah Mammoth. 2 weeks ago, I think just about every NHL forecaster would probably have the Utah Mammoth on the top tier of their power rankings. No more. We have been in free fall. Jahn, what does that stat look like? How many points do we have in the last 10 games?
I mean, I don't have that pulled up,
Three,
but I'll tell you.
we got one
Is that what it
win,
is?
one win, and one overtime loss. The rest is losing.
Brutal. It's brutal. And I will go back to what I said multiple episodes ago that guys, we're a young team. Like Bill Armstrong said the first year, some nights we're going to look like we're going to win the Stanley Cup. Other nights we're going to look like we don't know how to ice skate. And so that 7-game win streak, as fun as it was, I was not surprised about what happened, Lee.
Listen, you don't want to peak too early. We weren't going to win 84 games, obviously. So, look, sounds to me then, Jahn, like both of us are taking the optimistic approach here. So that's why
I'm definitely taking the optimistic approach here.
Well, we are in no short supply of excuses for our boys in black and blue. And so we wanted to talk about a few things. Now, obviously, Matt Schaefer, teenage sensation for the Islanders, puts us away.
He is awesome, by the way.
Yep. He is going to be
awesome. And I want people to know, because I kind of got a little ripped apart by some of our friends on Twitter when I was like, that was fun. At least we got 1 point. Everyone's like, it's not fun in a loss. And I agree. I was being sarcastic by the most part. But dude, one of the notes I put down that was Matthew Schaefer is awesome. So everyone that, if anyone's new here, and you might be new because of today's episode, the whole concept of this episode this podcast is I'm the idiot that just is barely learning about hockey. Leroy here knows some shit, but I'll tell you, so learning a little bit about hockey, it's very rare that like a first round pick is an influential player on a team, right?
Usually
pretty rare, right?
Even for top tier tip picks, it's usually a few years of development
Connor
time.
Bernard was great for his rookie year, but he wasn't leading the team in goals.
Well, what we have with Matt Schaefer and Connor Bedard and Macklin Celebrini and Leo Carlson, all of these young guns of the NHL, it is going to be so much fun to watch these guys come to Salt Lake City. For years to come, it feels like the beginning. It's obviously it's our era of the NHL, but there's just a lot of fun, exciting players to enjoy. So I didn't think your take was lame at all. I mean, look, you're back to what we were saying before. We're taking things in perspective here. Okay.
Yeah.
And we know that, so we know that maybe a few things have gone wrong. So we're going to try and unpack some the Mammoth Fall and some, well, why shouldn't we panic? Okay. And so that's why excuses. Let's start off with the elephant in the room here, shall we, Jahn? The fucking refs. The refs fucked us on this last stretch of games here. Of course, you remember that ridiculous goaltender interference call that brought the McBain goal back against Ottawa. And then, of course, in the Islanders game at the Delta Center on Friday night, Jonathan Drouin kicks the puck.
Kicked it. And
into
then
the
when you
Mammoth goal.
but because Schmaltz's stick touched it, apparently
Yeah.
that's, like, legit.
Well, it was Schmidt, and Schmidt reaches
Or
in to
Schmidt, my bad, Schmaltzy.
Schmidt
Schmidt.
reaches in to stop what is essentially an illegal shot. So it's an illegal shot, but Schmidt
Yeah,
inadvertently hits it in.
but
I'm
because he touched it, it's legit?
Yeah. Now listen,
That's dumb.
well, did I mean, that was a close game. We lost it in overtime, right? But and I don't want to be right out. Okay, we lost the game because of that. But shit like that changes the momentum. Like
It
that was
definitely does.
that was a goal that probably shouldn't have been scored. So, okay, let's just say they fucked us out of that game. Uh,
Momentum's
which
a big thing. I tell people that a lot, and, like, when we were watching football, like, you never wanna blame shit on refs, but momentum's a real thing. Like, if you have shit going and you're slapping shots and all of a sudden, there's a pause in a play or a bullshit, like, fucking power play or something, like, now all of a sudden, everything's gotta reset. We gotta bring it back together.
yeah, it takes your head out of the game, and also, and I'm going to continue with this theme for the next few minutes. It makes you play a little differently because
Exactly.
playing from behind changes the way you play. Now, the schedule, I think we brought this up last time. The schedule was hard. I think we had like the fifth hardest schedule in the NHL for this stretch, and it gets easier going out. That's fine. But no, that's not the fucking problem, though, is it? Because the real problem is, and this sounds so stupid, right, John? Because it's just like, well, why aren't we winning hockey games? Well, because they're getting more goals than us, which equates to we're not scoring
Right.
enough, and
The
they're scoring
John
too many.
Madden. It's the
Yeah, I mean,
John Madden yeah, we're not
it's
scoring more than them.
yeah, it's stupid, but it's the truth. The first things first. Why aren't we scoring? Well, because the power play sucks ass. One for
Power play's
six.
bad.
1 for 6
What do you
against
think
the
that is,
Islanders.
Lee?
I think the power play is predictable.
Yeah.
I think it's easy to shut down because it's predictable. Or that's my shot in the dark. You know, couldn't score either at a 5-on-3. Remember that? Remember
Dude,
there was a
yeah.
couple times we had
Well, it
almost
was a 5-on-3, and then we made a well, then we lost a player, so it was like 4-on-3 for, like, a minute, right?
yeah, but I mean we had
If
at
I
least a
remember
minute
right.
or two of 5-on-3
Yeah.
time. We couldn't make anything of that either.
What
So
is that about?
I'm not sure, but it's something that needs to be unpacked. And now, gratefully, it's November. We're not trying to unpack it in March. So there's
Right.
still plenty of time. And we here on the Slapshot Utah podcast are remaining quite optimistic. However, continuing on with causes for concern. Um, what's the matter with Veggie, man? What's
Dude,
the what's the matter with the goaltending?
I mean, to be honest, and like I said, I'm the idiot that's new to hockey. You can't you dude, we don't we're he makes a lot of saves, people. Our defense is not helping at all. They're getting a lot of fast, hard shots on my guy Veggie. And you can only block so many. It's like a statistical fact. Like you can't just sit there and take shots to the head like he did in that Islander when he got hit right in the face.
Right between me. But
All I
then
was
again,
thinking about was the 1940s no mask goalie. Just
knock all your fucking teeth out. Um, but still, how many times over the last few games did you notice we outshot the other team, 10
yeah.
shots to 3 and we were already down 2-0? I mean,
We
you look at
outshot the shit out of him last night or, Friday.
well, yeah. I mean, and the problem is to go once again is that, okay, well, if you let the opposing teams shoot 5 shots and you let 2 goals go in, once again, back to what I said before, changes the way you play. Playing from
Yeah.
behind changes your attitude, changes the momentum, changes the way you play. So that's a problem. Now, look, it's not just even that Veggie is stopping a lot of shots and he's trying so hard and he's making it up later. No, because if you if the listener isn't quite sure, the litmus for whether or not a goaltender is doing well or meh is whether or not a goaltender saves more than 90% of their shots. That being if
That's
you know,
that's the, like, line?
that's the line basically, kind
It's
of like,
like
oh,
in
and
baseball, like, .33 is, like, the
hitting three,
line of,
yeah,
like
yeah, hitting 300 in baseball is kind of like, oh, he's doing good. So a
so
good
that's
goal.
so 90% is the goalkeeper line in
That's
hockey.
right. For every
Okay.
10 shots, we shouldn't expect more than one goal. That would be a
Okay, yeah.
90%. Okay. And a great goaltender will have a 91%. Okay.
Yeah, that's Hall of Fame type shit.
Yeah, that's good goaltending.
Yeah.
V- Karel Vejmelka has an 883 save
Oh, really?
percentage through November 16th, and his fellow Czech countryman Vitek Vanacek has a .875 goaltender save percentage. The goaltending is not working right.
Well, you and me were oh, never mind.
No,
Go
go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was just gonna say that you and me were both in agreement with the whole Ingram situation that, like, goalie should have been our top priority, and I'm not hating on our Czech brothers, but, like, I think we need to prioritize getting a goalie in there.
Yeah. Well, there were a lot of people, a lot of podcasters and mammoth type pundits who know a lot more about hockey than I do, who were quite concerned with Vanacek being the backup. Um,
Yeah,
Now, maybe we put it all together. Maybe the team thought that the goaltending was taken care of because, we signed Veggie and he finished the season strong, but something's got to gel. Um, Playing from behind changes the way you play. Now, look, not all is lost. What goes right? I will say this: the penalty kill looks good. The penalty
yeah,
kill really good. I think it's 8 straight games now with no goals by the penalty kill.
yeah,
And it's all those third and fourth liners and second pairing guys that are really kind of saving the team right now, because that third scoring line with Kraus, now with Paterka on it, and you can see it kind of liven Paterka's game off. But Kraus, McBain, Paterka, I think Kyler Yamamoto was on that line for a while. Man, that is the line that looks like it's doing right. Everything else
right.
just looks something is off, and I'm sure it'll gel. Um, but I think we're calm. I think
I think we're
we
calm.
we want to get it worked out now. I
Yeah,
think you made a good point. That was what was said last. Sometimes we're going to look like Stanley Cup champions, and sometimes the Mammoth are going to look lost. But it's still early
exactly.
on. Yeah. The pieces are there. Anything else you want to talk about when it comes to what is the matter with the team? We have a road trip coming up. You want to know
I
where we're
mean,
going?
to be honest, I have a lot of thoughts, but we also have a really fun person that's about to join us right now. But I think he has a lot of thoughts about what we have going forward. So, without any further introduction, he doesn't need an introduction. I'm gonna let him in. We'll see him together, Leroy. Oh, Brandon,
Wow.
where you at, bro?
Where is it? Empty room.
Brandon, where you at?
Oh, there it is.
Hey, there
Ah,
he is,
Hey,
bro.
man, I missed it.
What's
Man,
up,
I heard about
Brandon?
it. Can you hear
You
me?
there?
Can you hear me?
Did we lose him?
well, it's a very disjointed broadcast.
Brandon, can you hear us? It's very disjointed. Here, let me see what I can do to help him out here. But
Can you
yeah,
put us? Can you put us on pause? Oh wait, is he getting there?
Can you see me
Brandon,
or
you
hear me
there?
now?
There we go. We got you now, brother. It says your network updated, so it says we should have a good connection now.
Brandon, welcome to the show.
I'm here. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, dude, what's up?
What's up, man? Screw this rain and weather.
Dude, exactly, brother. We were just recapping the last week of this almost tragic week of games. Do you have any final thoughts on this homestand we just had?
Yeah, what's wrong with the Utah Mammoth, Brandon?
Oh boy. I'm not a doctor, but they look tired and old uh, against the Islanders in the third period, which shouldn't have happened. They were on a back-to-back. We were on our second game, been home for 5 days. So I have no idea how we couldn't put the Islanders to sleep in the third. And then the first half of the first game, even though we won, we looked like dog crap too. So I think we played about 2 good periods of hockey, 2.5 to be fair. And what's wrong? And goaltending.
We were just talking about that. The goaltending is our biggest concern right now.
Our defense doesn't look like it did. Even with,
Yeah,
I mean, Dursey's a big loss. I wish he was in here, but I guess we should just expect
same.
start of every year for him to be injured for a prolonged period of time. But the defense started out so hot. I mean, and we don't allow that many shots, but the offensive zone time of our opponent compared to ours, I haven't looked at the exact numbers, but just watching every game, I can tell you we're getting our asses kicked, in my opinion, down there.
Brandon, before you came on, we were talking about the power play. What is wrong? It was 1 for 6 against the Islanders. It's looked like shit in games before that. And other than it looking a little stale and predictable, do you have any ideas of what is wrong? Why is the power play so ineffectual? There was even a time when we had a 5-on-3 for a couple minutes and we can't get there. What's up?
Well, yeah, we did score our only one in like 17 or 18 now. We were 0 of 16 before we scored on the real quick on the 5-on-3, but then we didn't capitalize the rest of that one. I hated the 4 forwards, 1 defensive change that he did midway there. We lost way too many pucks. Cooley cannot play the point like a defenseman. We I witnessed that. It was my boy that pointed that out to me when he made the change in the game the other night. Uh, we're not crashing the net. For some reason, other teams go against us. They have 3 guys in front of the net. We got a bunch of sharpshooters going around doing between the legs passes, not enough shots. You got to crash the
Agreed.
net.
Agreed.
And then when we throw the puck at the net, and I noticed this last year, but I swear, all we do is hit our own players, and we hit them to where it bounces backward. Like we don't get I just watch the net play of other teams a lot more, and they just gunk it up so much more than we do. At some point, we have got to get tougher and just down there. And yeah, that's my opinion on our shitty power play.
The title of today's show, Brandon, is Excuses, Excuses. Do you have any good excuses? I mean, my only excuse was, well, it's a wretched trip, with a difficult schedule. It's going to get easier from there on out. But of course, I wanted to give you a chance to weigh in on the ultimate excuse, the fucking refs, and how many times we've been fucked by the fucking refs over the last 3 or 4 games. Obviously, it happened against the Islanders. Jonathan Drouin kicks in the goal. It's hard to play from behind, hard to play with a shitty momentum. But Brandon, give us your take on some of this terrible refereeing.
Fuck the zebras. And if you see me on IG anywhere, you see this a million times. Fuck those zebras.
Fuck the zebras.
Okay. The goal is not an excuse. The goal from the Islanders, because that's the NHL's fault. That was to the book. That's a stupid rule. I mean, what's he supposed to
Stupid
know?
fucking rule.
What's he supposed to do? Oh, I'm going to let the puck go in and hope these fucking zebras make the correct call. So the worst one, though, I feel in the last few games was McBain's disallowed fucking goal. That was 5 seconds between touching a goddamn skate that was outside of the blue line by a foot. He touches him, and because that fool doesn't know where the puck is, 5 seconds later, good God, NHL, it's starting to get obvious. We can show you the goals that get reversed against us, and then the ones that don't. So fuck the Zebras.
Yeah. I mean, it's mind-boggling that survived a review. I mean, it was obvious that it was no goaltender interference. So I mean, I don't think anybody's out to get us, but sometimes that's the way the proverbial puck bounces. So look, excuses, excuses. Sometimes just the way shit bounces. You don't sound too stressed out, Brandon. You don't sound like you're ready to jump ship anytime soon. tell us what you think is going right with the Utah Mammoth and what we can hope for maybe rebounding before Christmas.
Number one, I think JJ's finding his place. I think that line swap, maybe he did look dry. He's the one that he's still a liability on defense, but so is everybody. My favorite Schmaltzy, there was a goal this week because he overskated on the back and his guys. So positive Sheriff Krause, I love it. And everybody said all through camp, and you could see it. And he's starting to reach the back of the net because you could tell at first he was looking different, but he wasn't getting the goals. And now, I mean, especially that third line, whether they've kind of broke it up a little bit, but so that's a real positive. And then, I mean, Kales needs to step it up. I think he's been good,
I
but not
agree.
great.
Stale. Yeah. It's been a little
I
stale.
agree.
But he has
As
stepped it up.
as one of the newcomers to this, I had huge hopes for Keller, obviously. And I'm like, he's good, but I don't see the Keller that we saw in the World Cup when the USA won the gold. I don't see him facilitating plays like he was back then.
I honestly don't know, but you're right. I don't see the killer we saw last year. I see him getting
Yeah.
bullied around a lot more and not fighting back. Because that's what teams are doing with us. They're just getting more physical. And Cooley looks better physical this year, but then he doesn't look the same goal scoring because maybe he put on too much muscle.
Yeah.
That's our fault
Yeah.
when we're a finesse team. I don't see Sergey being the bigger bully. The hits. I see Turbo running around giving hits, falling to the ground on himself, not scoring one goal. I mean, there's a lot I'll point out to that crap, but
Yeah, he's going hard, but he's not doing much.
Brandon, how do you feel about Simishev's game so far, or if not him, any other rookies we've got on there?
I love Simi. His stick work, his speed, he just makes a few dumb decisions because he's young and got away with it his whole life. But I love Simi. He gets back too. When he does get burned or something, his speed to get back and his stretch, his stick work, his stick pokes, his stick defense with that stretch he has it's promising. The one thing I would want to see from him too that we haven't seen, we saw it a little more at the start of the year. He needs to fire away, man. Especially he's in there at the top of the circles. Let her rip, Tater Chip. Let her rip because you've got a shot. And it seems like he's got more timid doing the stupid thing that we all do. Every Utah Mammoth does, making 10 extra fucking passes. So I love Simi, to answer your question.
No, I agree. I think that's a big like it frustrates me when I'm watching these power plays and you don't have a defender within 6 feet of you. Dude, let her fucking rip. At least fucking and then let her rip. Maybe you crash the net and then you get the rebound shot on. I don't know. It just seems like they're spending so much time trying to set up something that's not even there.
The game seems too controlled and articulate, and I think
Yeah.
a little bit of chaos, a rebound, and some
is the NHL.
It sure is.
Yeah.
Listen, the schedule is not going to get any easier, guys. We start going a lot of back-to-backs coming up over the next month. The next 2 games. Before you got on, we were talking about the young guns of the NHL, the Macklin Celebrinis and Leo Carlson, Connor Bedard, and how it seemed like at the beginning of the season, maybe Logan Cooley was going to be those guys. Of course, he's got some catching up to do. But, hey, we've got the Ducks on Monday and the San Jose Sharks on Tuesday. We're going to have to be playing better because these aren't the same Ducks and Sharks of last season. These guys are playing tough this year, right?
Well, the time is now for the youngsters. And bringing up, you didn't even mention Schaefer yet, who you might have. We just saw because he looks better. Celebrini wasn't even playing at the start of last year. Bedard, maybe it was Chicago, but took some while to come through. That Schaefer has changed those Islanders, and he to be 18 or just barely 19, whatever he is, and coming in and doing what he's doing, props to that guy. But yeah, the Sharks, Celebrini, and Smith combination going off ever since that one famous picture lady took their pictures and they got their first win against the Rangers that night. Their Celebrini's leading in points are right there. We're going to have to score 5 goals to win either of these games, is my prediction.
100%. 100%.
We could let in 9 at our goaltending pace. Both these teams, 7 goals 3 times already for the Ducks this year? Woo! Still the ugly beautiful.
Right.
So Man, they look like they're
Hey,
playing on
hey,
Halloween year round.
but I'll tell you though that the Ducks whatever merch team right now, that they put out the duck goalie mask, and now they got the Crocs, the webbed feet Crocs. That shit's awesome, dude.
buddy that I've met through Cypress Hill and that DJ Paz that's out in Cali, and he goes to every sporting event too. He's kind of like me, just the LA version. But he, I always watch his stories. He's a season ticket holder to the Ducks, and that first game they were they were on the glass and had their masks on, and now he gets these. I tell him I'm jealous of some of their merch, but I still tell him New Jersey, your color combo is the ugliest combination in the world.
It's
But
horrible.
You think so? Oh shit, man. I think that's fucking hot shit. I tell you what I like about the Ducks color combo is they finally just owned it. Like, for so long, everybody in Southern California is just wanna be LA. And finally Anaheim said, you know what? Fuck it. We're going orange. We're going Orange County. We're going retro Ducks all the fucking way. And we're just going to own the hometown. I fucking love the Anaheim Ducks new marketing job. And especially those orange jerseys. Fucking love them.
Hey, and Leroy, you're a local from down there, so this is
I'm not supposed to like the Kings. I mean, the Ducks, because, you know, my history is a Kings fan, but gosh darn it, it's hard. So,
I'm just glad they got rid of the stupid fucking D as their logo and went back to the mask.
Well, it's up on the shoulders now, but yeah.
man, you look like what's the Oregon State Beavers, dude, or whatever they're called for football. Like that belongs up in Oregon, like in dark, man. Like look, Halloween was the 31st, brother. It ain't for almost another year.
Hey, but I think this is a good point in the podcast to bring up, that we need a 64-ounce beer tusk at the games, dude, so that we can drink and double tusk up 128 fucking ounces of beer. Make it $60. Who cares? We're gonna buy it. Ryan, I know you're watching it.
Yeah, but what's funny about that is McAfee brought up the Tusk Cups, and when it was a hot topic to be on social media, it was talked about like, oh, we're gonna, that's definitely something we could do. And then, of course, we know what state we're in. We know who rules the whole town, and DABC, the dirtiest mother effers, other than maybe the NHL Zebras. No, they're worse. They're
on the same team.
They want no promotion of anything that'll promote being an adult. We're not allowed to make adult decisions. There's not things like Ubers, cabs, friends driving people home. Heaven forbid you enjoy yourself in this life.
Yeah, and they're banning things that don't even matter, like banning signs from the Delta Center.
Yeah, hey, let's talk about that.
Let's bring that back.
So we mentioned it.
Yeah,
we mentioned it last week, and we had our conspiracy theories that, maybe it was a political thing, or maybe it was because, every once in a while you see kind of a nasty message, directed towards a player. But what do you think, Brandon? Why won't they allow the signs when everywhere else in the NHL does? What is this, a Utah thing, or is it an SEG thing, or what?
I think it's because of the Jets. Because the NBA is notorious for banning shirts, the Hong Kong stuff, even well before COVID. The NBA is notorious for not letting you express even anywhere in the arena, let alone down low. So between, I think, the NBA's rules and because we play, you can't say, hey, Mammoth fans, you can have your signs, but Jazz fans can't, because that'd make you the most unpopular opinion, in my opinion. And so I think a lot of it is hedged towards that. I agree with all of your points. The RSL bullshit that happened didn't help anything. There's your recap of your RSL this week. But I think that crap happened, and you never know when we're writing signs in foreign languages. They could say something could slip in there real quick and just be a huge blight for, you know what I'm saying, could cause a PR nightmare. As stupid as that sounds, somebody could just get something in there, Palestine this or something. I think just the whole climate and the NBA is where I'd lean the most on the Jazz.
Brandon, I think you're right. I hadn't considered
100%.
that. Well, look, everything that we know about, when I say we, I'm talking about SEG Plus. everything that the SCG Plus knows about running a pro franchise, they know generally from their experience running a basketball franchise, an NBA franchise. And you're right. I think, look, man, I think SCG has just done such a great job in so many different ways, but I'm going to go so far as to say I don't really think they truly understand the game. And I don't think they really truly understand hockey culture. I think they want to, but also I think there's a little bit of corporate culture, maybe a little bit of NBA culture in there that there's going to be some lessons to learn. Gosh, that's such a great point, Brandon. I hadn't thought
Well,
about the NBA connection.
remember, we all were at the very opener, Blackhawks 2024, and we all remember that they had probably 20 to 25 beer chugs on the jumbotron. They don't do that anymore. And I remember right after that, Jordan Clarkson, while he was still on the Jazz, tweeted, "We need to do beer chugs at the Jazz games." And now all of a sudden, you don't
Well,
see that anymore.
they got feedback from the kids starting to do the chug. That's the origins of it happened. Remember, they started when they zoomed to kids, even when it wasn't Celly Cam. Kids started chugging their,
Like the
and they're not
frazzle or
allowed to say the
whatever.
word chug either. Because when I did the frazzle challenge, that's why it's called the brain freeze
What they call
challenge.
the challenge.
I was actually told that they can't use the word chug, that the word chug is frowned upon. And I know the DABC and people, when they saw kids starting to do things, brought it up like the politicians got involved in everything behind shady. That's where I
But
believe
that's
that
like the
started.
fun shit. That shit was so fun when like the two little people did the shoeies at the opener. Dude, that got the crowd fired up,
Well,
dude. That was
they still do it
awesome.
because Bud Light's the sponsor of it. So when they do, and plus that's another problem is that with everybody doing it, Bud Light, they were paying for it. It's the Bud Light Celly Cam. So they have been doing it.
Oh,
And
that makes
that's when they
sense.
let them go and chug. And this year I've noticed, even when it's not the Celly Cam, I noticed a few more chugs getting down. There was that woman that did it, I think 2 games ago, that just slammed it real good. And they did came back to her twice. So I think it's just a fine balance between the snowflakes that we live and walk amongst and deal with on a daily, whether it's on Twitter or just on the roads or at the grocery store, looking at me like who's this damn weirdo promoting Satan's fucking hippie lettuce. Uh, it's the fine line of living here. That I've lived here my whole 50
Yeah,
years, turned 50 next week at the Vegas game. So you better get me a win that night, boys. Better get me a win. But it's a
better get a
fine
win.
line. It's a fine line.
Brandon, your birthday on for the Thursday night game? That's your birthday?
November 20th, baby. Turning the
Hey,
All
big
I'm
right.
gonna
5
be
0.
there. Hey, we gotta take a picture, brother. Hey,
We're on.
but before we move, I got it because you brought up RSL. I reached out on our social media, as you guys all saw, and my friend that runs the RSL Riot, the fan like club of RSL,
The Riot
because
Brigade.
yeah, we're a pro RSL podcast. If you guys didn't know, so Brandon, he asked me 2 questions to ask you because you're a legend. He always reposts you. I'm like, that's my friend, dude. But so he says, have you ever been to an RSL game and what did you think of the culture? Is Benji's first question.
I've never been to an RSL game in person. I have been to a pregame, especially over the years. It's been a while. The culture is awesome. I mean, soccer culture itself, the stand in the whole game, the chant and the drums. If you want to be loud, you got to go be in that section. I mean, you can go to other sections where you don't have to be that way. And their pregame is elite. I've seen, and I know a bunch of major uh, people that they don't miss soccer games. My nephew season tickets every year, so I haven't been, but I love their culture and I love the way they. I saw you lead the parade in or something, whether that was last
Yeah,
year.
dude. That's our brothers over there, dude. Hey, he didn't ask this, but do you want to go to a game with us?
Oh
Salt
yeah,
City
totally.
United.
Yeah,
We'll get you down on it. Yeah, that would be awesome
yeah,
when the
yeah,
season
we'll
starts.
figure it out.
Leroy, come with you. Yeah. But then his second follow-up question is what do you think that the Utah hockey culture could learn from the RSL culture, if there is any that you would say?
Well, how to party for one. I mean, they do. We as much as we got a good group, half our group is LDS. I mean, you, but
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't know a whole. I mean, you got to stick with your team because yeah, you're going to win a championship, and then they're going to break it down, and you're going to be screwed. Then they're gonna get a good guy, and then the Millers are gonna buy him, and then they're gonna be cheapskates again. So, if anything, RSL could probably teach Mammoth fans is it's a long climb and a roller coaster, and if you do get that one shot, take advantage. Well, they had two because that next year they got screwed by Sporting Kansas City in the snow, where it would have been back to back. But I mean, if we get there, just enjoy it because it's a battle, it's a climb, and you could just look at RSL, which I know it's not European soccer, but just enjoy it. So that's what I'd say. And then the culture, yeah, get loud, get rowdier, period.
Agreed. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, I think one of the things that SEG's done right so far is attempted to keep the fan base somehow involved in the creation of the identity of the club. I just hope they don't get away from that. And that's my first instinct about this sign thing. It's like, but I see where you're coming from on it. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Ultimate. What do we got there? What's your bracelet say?
Utah Hock tuss up the donors. I was saying they haven't stopped the girls,
Oh yeah, hell
the
yeah.
guys, the players all love these. The girls still getting them to the players, and players even wearing
Yeah,
them.
those are
So
sick.
there's ways our fans are still connecting, and more the players are coming into the community and knowing the fans, like your hockey moms, Kessel King giving him the stick the other night. We find ways around. So I think worst come to worst, like you say with the signs, there's ways to communicate with the players, and we're doing a pretty good job.
Well, and
We
like we talked about when we threw the first annual Clubbers barbecue. The real fans, we're gonna figure out a way to we're gonna make community no matter what. It doesn't really matter what the top does. All of us are gonna figure out a way to where, hey, we're fans, and it's a beautiful thing. I think that Utah has created so far.
It is. What were you going to say, Leroy?
Yeah, my bad, Lee.
I think I was going to say yeah, I think it got said. Um, Anything else that we need to talk about? We've got games on the road. It's going to be Brandon's big old 5-0 on Thursday night against the Golden Knights.
So
Are
wait,
you?
we got Anaheim tomorrow.
Yeah, and then the Sharks on Tuesday. We come
Sharks on
back
Tuesday.
coming back to the DC on Thursday against the Golden Knights. We also get the New York Rangers on Saturday night.
At home.
Yes, at home.
Real quick, we we've got to get 2 points out of this, don't you think? Or I mean, if we lose all four, especially that, which could easily happen. I'm just saying we're falling behind, boys. This race is going up here with points.
Agree. And the Avalanche are not. It is an avalanche for wins right now. They look they are primed and ready right
Look at all
now.
the non-playoff teams from last year, though. Anaheim, the
Yeah.
Sharks, Chicago's up at the top of theirs. These are all non-playoff teams. Luckily, Winnipeg's taking that dive. But I'm saying, all of a sudden, we think, oh, we're the top. People are fighting for this with us. No, we're back at the bottom, looking up, going to be chasing points and teams all year long right now, unless we were to go on another 7, 8, 10-game win streak, which ain't happening with this next schedule.
Yeah,
Look out!
Look out for the Chicago Blackhawks too. They're right cozying up against us into the standings, and we could lose that wild card spot. So, yeah, we got plenty of time to pull it together, but we just can't collapse. We got to keep up here, guys. Predictions. I think we're going to lose against the Ducks. I think we're going to get lucky and get an overtime loss against the Sharks. A couple of the hotter teams in the NHL, guys. We'll see how it goes against the Knights, but we got to get our shit together. We're going to just keep on our mediocre ways.
Well, I'm going to be optimistic. We're winning tomorrow because Joanna's out in Anaheim for Carson, and we're going to fucking beat them tomorrow night. We're going to lose to the Sharks, and then we're going to do a 2-game homestand here. We're going to beat the Rangers, and we're going to beat the fucking who we play on Saturday? It doesn't matter. We're winning, dude.
We play the Knights, Then we play the
Knights
Rangers.
here
Then we play the
for
Knights on
fucking
Tuesday.
Hawk's fucking
then we play the
birthday,
Knights
and
again.
then we're gonna beat the Rangers, dude. We're
Yeah.
going 3-1.
Be a great way to turn it around.
Brandon, what's your predictions, my brother?
I wish I was that optimistic. I see us snagging. We could snag one on the road, and I think it would be the Anaheim, if anything. I love your Joanna, the best team mom there is. Carson,
R.I.P. Carson.
for all that.
Carson, we love you, bro.
And her help with the Clubbers Cookout was so fundamental too, Joanna, that day. So when she brought out, but I see us maybe getting one or at least getting an overtime point there, and then God, I just the way we're playing right now, I see at best us going 2-2 going through the Rangers game. I honestly couldn't tell you. I hope for my birthday we get Vegas at least to start. I hope we get them all, but I see us more maybe getting one on the road and then splitting at home too. The way we're playing, I almost feel that'd be the way we're going, trending.
So Joe Brandon, the most recognizable hype man of the Mammoth fan base, it has been a pleasure to have you on the show. Tusks up, my man. I think we're going to kill it. I hope we're going to kill it. Great to have you on the show. We're going to have to do this again soon.
Dude, yeah. Let's go, dude. We got can smashed, dude.
I had to do a patented move. You know, I do a lot less of them this year, but that's where it really. And I've been doing these for decades, people, through 30 years. So it's not like I just do it with Mammoth. But sorry, I had to get one in there, buddies.
Hey, Brandon, I just want to say thank you so much for fucking being a positive light and a great ambassador for this team. This is fucking awesome. And I feel very privileged to not only call you Utah Hock, but call you my friend, brother. So thank you for joining us. Let's do this soon. Fucking Slapshot Utah, we're signing out. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love you guys. Thank you for fucking joining us.
What's
What's up, boys?
Slapshot!